What's up? I'm Mac the Human Builder, and I believe in building humans from the inside out, and the only way to do that is by putting your brain and your mental health at the center of it all. And today I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about how to find happiness and see if it's something that can actually be found and guide you on this path to being a human being, not a human doing. I think we can both agree that we are more connected than ever. In many ways, that's an awesome thing. It allows you and I to connect no matter where we are in the world, or you can connect with literally anyone, anywhere with similar interests and beliefs as you. You have access to infinite information and resources to better you along your journey. But at the same time, we're so overconnected and addicted to this supercomputer that lives in our pocket that we don't know when, why, or how to put it down. We have notification after notification coming through on app after app, be it Twitter, your work email, your text messages, and it's firing into your brain as a threat over and over and over again, whether it is or not, simply based off of the neurochemical response associated with that stimulus. So in not so nerdy terms, basically what I'm saying is that your brain gets a fear-based response every single time a notification comes through. It doesn't matter if it's from your best friend or your boss, your brain is responding to those notifications and the urgency with which that they're sent the exact same way. Whether it's a like, a comment, a follow, a work email, it's all responded to the exact same way. Your brain receives it as, you gotta get to it now. And worse, this puts this undue, stressful pressure on us as human beings to overly communicate, overly share, and rip ourselves out of the present moment for something that is deemed more important than us. And as the human builder, I am here to tell you that there is nothing more important than you, the human. It's just that the world you're plugged into says otherwise. On top of being overconnected, we have also found ourselves in the midst of an influencer culture that leads us to overcompare everything we do, from what we look like to what we wear, to where we eat, to how we eat, to what we have, what we don't have, who we're dating, who we're not. And it leads us to believe that we will never be enough. No matter how many times you hit refresh, like someone else's photo, get a DM, you'll never be enough. And I know that if you're watching this and resonating with it, that you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a part of us as human beings that wants to be connected, and that's beautiful. It's tribal, it's anthropologically historic. And whether we realize it or not, our entire subconscious is recorded and fed back to us on our social media feeds. That means that you are constantly being fed back anything that your eyes or your thumbs interact with. Every profile you see, every influencer you look up to is just posting their highlight reel. They're posting all of these things that they want people to see them as. They're posting these assumptions and these characterizations of archetypes that they hope to fulfill one day. It's not real. It's filtered. It's edited. It's photoshopped. It's not human. You are. You're human. And that means that you can't compare yourself to any other human being because there's never been one of you before. Nerdy bit. When your brain is inundated with inputs, it starts to categorize them based on this neurological order of operations. And basically what it's doing is saying what's important for my survival, what needs my attention right now, and what can wait. In this world of overstimulation, overcomparison, and a cycle of not being enough, there are a million things deemed more important than finding peace, contentment, happiness, or stillness, because your brain is wired to look for threats. It's a problem solver, it's a label maker. So it judges and it compares and it makes decisions based on your past experience. Take a second with me and think about your phone. Just on an average day. Think about what happens when you have all of those apps open: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, your email, your text messages. Your phone starts to run a lot slower because it's thinking really hard. And if you try to download or upload something, it's probably gonna take a really long time or not upload at all. Your brain, not that different. It's just a computer. It's a squishy computer, but it's just a computer. And when it's inundated with these really high fire stimuli of stress and fear and lack and doubt, it deems every single one of those signals absolutely top 10 category of importance and puts your human needs down at the bottom because it perceives these notifications and this overstimulation as something that must be solved in order for you to survive. Weird. We're more connected than ever, we're more technologically advanced than ever, and yet we're operating purely off of our survival instincts because we feel like we're not enough and that we're constantly under siege and that if we don't address these things, we're gonna fucking die. That doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. When the brain is overstimulated, we tend to overreact because the brain is literally short-circuiting. It goes, I don't have time for you right now. I don't have time for you right now. I don't have time for you to be. I don't have time for you to be happy. I don't have time for you to be proud of yourself, to feel love, contentment, peace, joy, happiness. Because there's all of these other things that are so much more important than you, which leads us to be irritable, judgmental, angry, separate. All of these things that keep social media afloat and keep you, the human, waiting for your turn to be deemed important. When really all that's missing is your ability to give yourself permission to close these tabs, just like you would on your iPhone, slide that up one at a time, so that this computer can function to its optimum capacity of observation, love, acceptance, foresight, in a way that's truly beneficial and serving to you, not the social media conglomerate. One thing I really want you to understand is that emotions are just the symptom of a neurotransmitter exchange. And the neurotransmitter exchange at a neurosynaptic region is there and happens once it's been given permission by the frontal lobe to elicit that response. In layman's terms, what I'm saying is there's these little guys that live at the end of your neurons, and your brain's job is to say what stays, what goes, what's needed, and what's not. And what we forget is that while this might be headquarters, and it's the one firing all of the actions and telling all the little worker bees what to do, you're the CEO. You say what stays and what goes. But the problem is that these emotions of comparison, fear, lack, doubt, and anxiety are really, really, really loud because they operate off of neurotransmitters like dopamine, adrenaline, noradrenaline that command attention and deem themselves of the utmost importance. Peace, contentment are often associated with your rest and digest state, which is a lot quieter, a lot softer, maybe not as interesting to the brain. The brain's job is to look for problems and solve them. Its job is to categorize and label information so that you can have greater clarity in your life. But what we forget is that all of these neurotransmitters and all of these emotions are available to you, the human, at any given point in time. All you need to do is say go. That means that if you're experiencing anxiety, you have a choice to allow it while experiencing contentment. That means if you're feeling fear, you could make a choice to find joy or silliness in the fear that you're feeling. You're not limited to the experience of your immediate physical reality. And if there's anything that the tech world has taught us, it's that everything is temporary. Be it a meme, a trend, a filter, a high-level influencer, it's all temporary. What we don't think about is that these high-fire emotions that keep us checking our phones, escaping our own reality, or looking for something outside of ourselves to feel happy and content are just as temporary. And for better or worse, happiness is also temporary. It's just an emotional experience passing through you. But so is fear, and so is anxiety, and so is self-doubt. It's a temporary neurological experience passing through you based off of your chosen state of being. If you watch this and you still reach for your phone at a stoplight or at a dinner table, that's a choice. If you believe that you have a human right to happiness and you're still choosing to escape and doubt yourself and subject yourself to undue comparison and anxiety, that's a choice. That also means that you have the choice to be still, to be present, to accept your experience as it is and find happiness in that. That doesn't mean that it's going to be purely happiness. It could be happiness mixed with some, I'm good, contentment. You could be experiencing anxiety and have it mixed with excitement. It's not about having just chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry flavors. It's about opening yourself up to all of the Ben & Jerry's flavors you could possibly try, simply by accepting and giving yourself permission to experience them all, because they're all temporary. This also means that when the sun is shining and the tank is clean, you can appreciate it tenfold because you're aware of how temporary it is. This also means that if you're having a hard day, you can get through it 10 times stronger because you understand how temporary it is. Ultimately, while the brain might be headquarters and it sends out all of the necessary worker bees in the body, you're the CEO. You say what stays and what goes. On your social media feed, you have every right to get rid of influencers, brands, or accounts that make you feel comparative, lacking, or doubtful of your own abilities. Instead, clean up your feed and present yourself with things that inspire you, that make you feel like you, that make you feel, I don't know, happy. Because you're allowed to experience that. You are not victim, nor are you prisoner to a life of overstimulation, too many notifications, comparison, and fear. Believe it or not, you are actually allowed to enjoy this temporary human experience as it presents itself, no matter where you are, because you're human and you have a right to be happy. And remember, we're humans growing through it together on this journey to be human as fuck. So thank you so much for watching. If this video resonates with you, please hit the subscribe button below. Don't forget to give it a like and a comment. If you'd like to connect with me like a human, go ahead and follow me on socials at The Human Builder. And if you'd like to talk nerdy with me and dive a little deeper, go ahead and join me at humanbuilder.com. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.